Well, good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us for News 5 Now at 8 o'clock. I'm Shimani Baker. How are we doing today? It is Friday Eve, another beautiful day on tap. We do have some breaking news to tell you about this morning. We covered it on News 5 this morning. If you are watching, you already know what it is. There was a fire at a used car dealership, and we're going to tell you about that story in just a second here.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips. Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Well, let's start things off with our big stories this morning. Number 5, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. pointed to new evidence that the U.S. is seeing, in his words, a growing epidemic of autism. CDC data shows 1 out of 31 children has been identified with autism. The previous report 2 years earlier found a rate of 1 in 36. The American Academy of Pediatrics has disputed Kennedy's characterization, attributing rising rates to the fact that more children have access to evaluations. The secretary announced plans for new studies to identify environmental causes for the rise in autism rates, such as mold, ultrasounds, obesity, and diabetes. He did not mention vaccines as a possible cause. Number 4 this morning, we talked about that fire. Mobile Fire Rescue and police are investigating what caused a fire at a used car dealership this morning. Fire Rescue responded to a call of a vehicle fire at the four-way auto sales behind the AutoNation Honda dealership near Bel Air Mall around 6 o'clock this morning. At least 4 cars were damaged. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. Number 3, soon travelers will have to show their real IDs at the Gulfport Biloxi International Airport. Mississippi Federal Security Director Kim Jackson says the deadline requiring you to have and show your real ID to be able to fly is May 7th. So make sure you get those IDs before then. Number 2, the Mobile County Commission has signed a non-binding letter of intent with the Leisure, Sports, and Recreation to create a $60 million water park. It's the next step in a deal announced by the commission last week for a 90-acre water park on Halls Mill Road. If everything goes according to plan, construction could begin as early as 2027. Such a nice day outside. I feel like we need that water park today. And number 1, Wave bus drivers say they have 2 choices: work or lose their jobs. News 5 spoke with the union president representing the bus drivers, who said they have verbally agreed to a new contract, but the fight is far from over. They are now under a new contract for the first time in 7 months. The bittersweet victory is a 3-year-long agreement. Last month, union bus drivers walked off the job for 2 days, shutting down several routes around Mobile. They demanded better pay and safety measures, something they say this new agreement is still lacking. We'll be sure to update you all as we hear more about, the bus drivers, their union contracts, and what they plan to do moving forward. As I said, they are telling us this is far from over. We are going to move over to our question of today, and it is, where is the best fishing spot on the Gulf Coast? I feel like people aren't going to tell us the best fishing spot, but let's see what you guys are commenting. What did I tell you? The first comment, Ben says, I'm not going to say it's a secret. Never give away your honey hole for nothing. Okay, Ben. Christine says, a true fishing local never tells. Seth says, probably in the water. Probably in the water. Well, yes, Seth, you would be right. Anywhere, I guess, right? According to you. Steven says Big Creek Lake. Okay. All right. We're seeing a few. You guys are hilarious. At the seafood market. Okay, the water of Bayou La Battery. Okay. I've heard of that. I've heard people, of course, that's where shrimpers go, and a lot of the shrimping boats are out there, so I could see that. Gulf of Mexico. Okay, where exactly, Donald? It is now the Gulf of America, by the way. All right. Matthew says, anywhere. I'm not fishing. Blake says, wherever the water is wet. Okay. Well, if you would like to share where you go fishing, feel free to head over to that question of the day and make your comment. The poll of the day is, do you plan to attend the Chinese Lantern Festival at Bellingrath? It is happening tonight, and it is open every Thursday through Sunday until June 15th. Are you going to go tonight? We actually did a preview of the opening over the weekend, or just a small opening that they had, and beautiful display of lanterns out there. First of all, Bellingrath is always my favorite place to go because they always have amazing events going on. A lot of people from the community turn out. What do you guys think? Will you be attending? And you have to go at night so you can really get the view of all of the lights, and I think that's the biggest part, is getting able to see the lights under the lantern. You don't want to go during the day. You're not going to be able to see it that well. Alexa says yes, she plans to go. Christopher says no. Okay, we got people on both sides of the fence. What do you think? Will you be attending? Again, that's happening tonight and every Thursday night through June 15th. We certainly want to thank you all for joining us this morning for News 5 Now at 8 o'clock. Make sure you head over to our Facebook page at WKRG and like and subscribe to the page first. And then make sure you're chiming in on those questions and polls of the day, and we'll share your responses right here on News 5 Now. Of course, our news will continue on air. Devin Walsh will be on at 9 o'clock with Simone Sherrod and Caroline Carruthers for all your traffic and weather updates. But you'll see me tomorrow on News 5 This Morning from 4:30 to 7 a.m. and again here at 8 o'clock. Thank y'all so much. Have a great Thursday or Friday Eve, whichever you prefer, and we'll see you later on. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now.